Hey, DJ, it's the summertime.
Yep, and it's hot outside. I remember that you can cook a egg on the sidewalk.
Oh, yeah. That's how I made my breakfast this morning. Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Man, I'm sweating my ass off.
Well, we can watch some summertime movies.
Yeah, that's about the only thing we could do. I would go on vacation, but I work.
Well, at least we have some fun time and some summertime movies.
True.
We're a couple of guys who like to watch movies, cinema nerds who made it our duty to make a show where we break down, discuss, and review. We're the men who watch movies.
Hello and welcome to another fabulous episode of The Men Who Watch Movies, now with video. My name is Alec.
And my name's DJ the Movie Man Wagner.
Oh yeah, yes it is. And we have another fabulous episode for you today.
Yep.
Like always, but, we have a little business to do first, right?
Yep.
So we're going to get down to a little movie news for you.
This week in movie news.
Got that right. My first bit of movie news for you is about the amazing Top Gun, which I haven't seen, but I've heard it was amazing, and you've seen it.
Oh, yeah, it is badass.
And, we talked about this last episode.
Oh, yeah.
The one without video.
Oh, yeah.
But you would say that it lives up to the hype, right?
Oh, yeah, it's going strong. It's made $1 billion.
That's exactly my next bit of movie news. Top Gun is the first film of 2022 to pass $1 billion. It's a lot of mucho dinero. And it's become the 50th movie of all time to pass $1 billion. That's just amazing.
Wow.
So I'm guessing it's a good movie, right?
It's very good. I remember that Val Kilmer's cameo was so fantastic that it almost brought a little tear into my eye because it's like of course Val Kilmer.
With everything that's going on,
with everything that's going on, with all the stuff that's going on, I just want to say, I hope you feel better, sir.
Definitely.
We are a fan of your movies. We're your biggest fans.
That is for sure. Wonderful actor. And it's good to see him return to the big screen. I hope to see more of him. I know he's doing a lot of other projects, doing some art stuff and whatnot, but it's always good to see him where he belongs on the silver screen.
Oh, yeah. So fantastic.
Definitely. So I guess you could say that it was a smart decision to bring Top Gun 2 to theaters. Sequel.
I think it's a good idea, and I'm standby.
Yes, that is for sure. And then another big movie that's out right now, the Elvis biopic, which I haven't seen that either. I've been wanting to see it.
I heard of it. It was, I think, Austin Butler, who plays Elvis.
It's Austin Butler.
I think he had to use the permission of the Presley estate.
They gave him a glowing review. They said he did a great job. I heard some mixed reactions about the movie. I don't know. Have you seen it?
Actually, I saw a trailer of it. And
I saw the trailer.
It was, it's pretty decent. Different origin story. Not to get too off topic, but actually, it's very, very different. Very, very nostalgic. It takes place in the 60s or the 50s or the 40s or whatever era did it take place.
It's one of those times. Before we existed. Elvis has actually passed Top Gun for the box office. So it actually made 31 million debut, and Top Gun, it's at 30.5 million. Of course, Woo-hoo! Top Gun is it's been out longer, so that makes sense.
It does make very, very good sense.
Yeah, hopefully this movie does good. I like Elvis, and I like. It looks like Austin Butler is doing a great job. So we'll see.
Oh yeah, and Tom Hanks, who's in there.
Tom Hanks.
For you guys did not know, he had a bit of a breakdown in public. It was
we talked about that last episode.
It was so out of character, but let me tell you, he looked like the Burbs character. Like, he was angry. He went off on everybody. He was like, hey, wife, back the off.
Yeah, you could say the F word on the show. It's we're all grown-ups here.
Yeah, like,
fuck. See, I said it.
Yeah, you know.
And I didn't burn or anything.
Yeah, you know.
Yet.
Tom Hanks, so angry, so nice, but in a way,
he's like a
very,
human,
very poignant way.
He's a human yin yang.
Yeah, you know.
And I heard that.
So
I heard someone was saying that the accent that he did while playing the Colonel was inaccurate, but it looks like he had fun doing it.
Oh yeah, he was. He was having a fun old time. Good Tom Hanks.
Definitely. Next, let's moving on. Yep. The next bit of movie news. Apparently, they're making a sequel to Salem's Lot. Now, that's, I believe that's a Stephen King. Yeah, it's a Stephen King property. It's about vampires. Which you think it'd be about witches being called Salem's Lot, but it's about vampires. And apparently, they're going to bring back the scary to vampires, because for a while, vampires were really they're more about the. I don't know, they kind of toned them down, made them more about like the romantic side of it, like Twilight, True Blood, and all that. Now they're going to bring back the horror element to vampires, which I think is great. I mean, I'm wanting more like classic horror stuff. What do you think about that?
Oh, it's going to be very, very awesome. But not to get too off topic. Actually, I heard that they're making a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Really? I thought they did that already.
Yeah, but they have got to stop with those reboots and sequels, because it's been done already. I mean, it's been done.
Everything. I think everything's been done to death.
But
no pun intended.
No pun intended. But actually, this whole movie stuff is awesome. Top Gun 2, Maverick, still going strong, and Jurassic Park Dominion still going strong with the old cast and the new cast. Very, very awesome. Have not seen the movie, but I heard that it was very, very, very good.
It's really, really good.
Yeah, that's great. Next bit of movie news. Yeah, I think we've talked about this before. They're making a Madam Web movie. Now, for those not in the know, Madam Web is a character in the Spider-Man universe. And, of course, Sony, we've talked about this before. Sony is doing their own like Spider-Man themed universe without Spider-Man, which is odd. They're doing they did the infamous Morbius, not Morpheus. That's the Matrix. Morbius movie, and then they're doing El Muerto with Bad Bunny, and they're doing Kraven the Hunter with Aaron Taylor Johnson, and they're doing Madam Web, and apparently they added a new actor to the cast of Madam Web. It's Emma Roberts. What do you think about that?
Oh, it's gonna be awesome. I heard that in the Spider-Man 90s cartoon. Stan Lee made a cameo in there, and of course his
the king of cameos.
His wife, who played Madam Web.
That's right.
So surprising, that nostalgia just came out, and it was like,
exploded.
It was awesome.
You exploded with nostalgia.
Yep, I exploded with nostalgia. I'm like, holy moly!
Oh my God!
Is that what you did?
Oh yeah.
I bet. Yeah, I mean, she's whatever to me as an actress. I heard she's kind of a pill. And if you ask, she was dating what's that guy who played Quicksilver in the X-Men movies, in the Fox X-Men movies?
Is it that guy?
He was in WandaVision. Remember, he played Pietro. I'm drawing a blank on him now, but.
Peter Davidson?
I think his name is Peter. Peter Evans. There you go.
Peter Evans,
there you go. So someone's brain is working around here.
Yeah, I was drawing a blank, but it is what it is.
You figured it out before I did. Yeah, he was dating her for a while, and it's a whole thing, and apparently she was very abusive or something. I don't know, and not to get too off topic, and I don't want to get into all that personal stuff. That's just what I heard, and that's what I heard.
But not to get too off topic, but actually, I'm sure you guys have heard about some stuff about Ezra Miller. And I heard
moving on.
But, you know,
we already
I hope
talked
the
about
Flash
them.
movie's going to do good. I hope it's
we
going to
already
do
talked
good.
about Ezra Miller and that.
Sorry, guys. I'm really, really sorry.
I think no, it's okay. It's okay. I just moving on.
Moving on,
My
guys.
last bit of movie news before we move on to the main show. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but there's a movie coming out now. Winnie the Pooh, right? You've heard of Winnie the Pooh?
Oh yeah, I heard about Winnie the Pooh. The great, the late Sterling, the original one. He passed away.
Yeah. So you're referring to the Disney version of Winnie the Pooh, and of course
Sterling
there's
Holloway.
And then of course there's like the book, which the Disney one was based off of.
Oh yeah, and Jim Cummings, who plays Winnie the Pooh, fantastic.
Definitely.
Although I prefer Sterling Holloway. May he rest in peace. Good
Oh yeah,
sir.
classic.
He was in the Andy Griffith series. Such
Yeah,
a
that's
classic,
right.
such an iconic legend. May he rest in peace.
Didn't he also play the snake in the Jungle Book, the original?
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, the book. I'm not talking about the Disney property. Apparently, Winnie the Pooh has gone into the, I guess the copyright has expired on Winnie the Pooh.
So what does that mean?
Disney still owns their version of it, so they have their own copyright on that version.
So what does that mean?
But on the actual version, it went into the public domain, so that means people can make their own version of Winnie the Pooh at their own whim. And apparently, some psychopaths decided to make a Winnie the Pooh horror movie. Have you heard about this?
I have not heard about this, but what the fuck is going on?
It's insane.
It's insane.
Yeah. I don't know, but apparently it's called Blood and Honey, I believe.
What the hell is
it's called Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and it looks terrifying. I don't know if you've seen any images from it. I'm going to show you right now. I pulled up on my phone. Here's an image of the mask for Winnie the Pooh. I think it's pretty terrifying. Yeah.
Different.
Yeah, that's one word for it.
What the fuck was he talking about?
That's not the sound bit I wanted to play.
Anyway, I did hear about Ethan Hawke's new horror movie, which is The Black Phone.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
that looks interesting. Ethan Hawke is like killing it lately.
Kind of creepy looking. I mean, I didn't understand who that was. Was that Ethan Hawke? Was that someone else? Was that Jared Leto? I mean, who was that?
No, Jared Leto's not that good of an actor to pretend to be Ethan Hawke. No,
I didn't know who was that. I mean, like, what was that? I mean, like,
a joke. He made a joke.
I think Stephen King's son's in there, or
I don't know.
or someone like that. I mean,
But back to the Winnie the Pooh thing.
back to the Winnie the Pooh
That
stuff.
looks pretty insane. Do you want to watch? I think we should check it out just just to say that we did it.
Yeah, I mean,
It
we'll
looks
just
crazy.
check it out.
Yeah. Go look it up at home, you guys, whoever's listening. It's pretty creepy looking, and if you're watching the video, I'll flash the image up on the screen. But yeah, it's an odd topic for a horror movie, Winnie the Pooh, and it's at least it's a kind of an original idea. Although they're taking the Winnie the Pooh thing and just kind of putting their own spin on it, I guess. It's a semi-original idea, but hey, at least it's not another remake or something.
Well, at least it's different, but a little terrifying.
Oh yeah.
Good Lord, that's terrifying.
Oh yeah.
What the hell is going on here?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
But not to get too off topic.
Not to get too off topic.
But I heard about, Johnny Depp's and Amber Heard's, nonsense, and I hope it's over. Please let it be over.
There's still
tired of
whispers
hearing
about
about
it.
this shit.
I don't know. My brain just kind of shut down and all that.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't want to receive any more
And all
information
positive
about that.
stuff. I hope Johnny Depp is doing okay.
I'm sure he's doing
still on Team
just
Johnny.
fine. Yeah. And that's it for this week's movie news.
Yep.
Let's get on to the main show.
Yep.
Now, of course, actually, there's one thing I want to bring up. Before we end the movie news segment, I think we should do a little shout out. Don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
So, it's my brother's birthday, Adam.
Oh, yeah,
It's his
Adam.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Adam.
Yeah, so happy birthday. And he makes up 1/4 of our listenership. So thank you for listening, and we hope you have a wonderful birthday.
Happy birthday, Adam.
Happy birthday. Now, of course, 4th of July is coming up as well.
Oh, yeah, that holiday where people are using their fireworks.
Yeah, they light things on fire.
Be safe,
it
everyone.
has something to do with independence, but I mean, it's mostly about, igniting things and explosions and stars and stripes. I mean, look, I'm all American out right now, But I like to watch a good movie or two, on the 4th of July. What movies come to mind when you think
Independence Day?
Independence Day. Hey, that's right in the title. That's great.
Yep. It's fun.
Yeah. Wacky movie. It's
Very
definitely
wacky.
of its time. What was the director's name?
Roland
Emmerich.
Roland Emmerich.
He's king of disaster flicks, right?
Yeah, disaster flicks like Godzilla. I mean
that. Which one are you talking about? Because if you're referring to the Matthew Broderick one, that was just a box office disaster.
Oh yeah.
So it's a double disaster.
But actually, there was some cameos with Harry Shearer and Nancy Cartwright, which I found to be very, very surprising.
Oh yeah.
And Hank Azaria.
Oh, that's right. It's like a Simpsons reunion.
Oh yeah, very much like a Simpsons reunion. I was surprised.
They should have brought on the guy who played Cameron from Ferris Bueller and did a little Bueller reunion as well.
Oh yeah, I mean isn't it the 30th anniversary of Ferris Bueller, or is it 20th?
I have no idea. What is that? 86?
86.
Not to get too off topic.
Not to get too off topic.
Yeah, what an interesting movie. Independence Day. I mean, it's like taking a modern day. Well, at the time, of course, now it's an older movie, but it's like a more modern spin on the classic like B movie alien invasion story.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
Like, overdone with crazy special effects. Some of varying quality. Some of them excellent, like the classic scene where the mothership blows up the White House.
Yeah, and
that was
Bill
very
Pullman's
excellent.
Like this week we need to celebrate our Independence Day.
Was that your Bill Pullman impression?
Yep.
Nice. You're the king of impressions around here.
Exactly.
You're like a man of a million voices.
I say pretty much. Pretty much.
Was that Sean Connery?
Yes.
Who has nothing to do with this movie, by the way. So just a little fun fact.
Just a little fun fact.
Yeah. So what would you say is your favorite part about this movie?
Independence Day.
I like the part where Will Smith slaps Chris. Oh, no, wait. That was the Academy Awards. What was your favorite part?
I actually like the one where Randy Quaid is fighting the aliens.
Oh yeah, he's a nut job.
Yeah.
He's really crazy.
Yeah, but
in real life.
Yeah, but he's actually a really, really legendary actor. But
yeah, he's been in some cool stuff. In real life, I think he's like a conspiracy guy running from the law. I don't know. He's gone off the rails. And he plays a Vietnam vet in this movie, I believe, right? And then he has like a little redemption story at the end where he
pretty much
he blows himself up to kill the mothership, and it takes down the rest of the ships. And a spoiler alert for an old movie, but
not to get too off topic.
Well, that's just right on topic.
But hey,
actually.
It's almost 4th of July, so stay safe, everyone.
Yeah,
fireworks are dangerous, but stay safe.
So
safe
Will.
Way.
Oh, yeah. Safe and sane. Don't blow yourselves up. That's all I ask. Now, of course, we have Will Smith, and we have the wonderful Jeff Goldblum is in this.
Oh yeah, Jeff Goldblum when he had his black hair back then. Now his hair is all Snow White.
Yeah.
But he's still going strong.
He's wackier than ever. He's like a parody of himself now. But I think that's the fun of it. He's
a fun guy,
He's just living his life.
His movies are so fantastic. I remember seeing La La Land. And I heard that Emma Stone's performance was so fantastic that actually his wife did a little stunt double for Emma Stone's character. So a little fun fact.
Wife?
Jeff Goldblum's wife.
Really? I did not know that.
Well, it's a little fun fact, a little trivia for you guys. So, if you guys are a fan of the movie, I suggest you watch it because I give it 2 thumbs up.
Oh yeah, your wealth of knowledge. And then, of course, we have the wonderful Bill Pullman as the President of the United States.
Yep. Can't forget Bill Bill Pullman.
Yeah, wonderful. So basically, the plot, the aliens attacking, and the mothership sending out these little ships to attack, all these different monuments. So they're trying to take over the world, right? And they have to figure out how to stop them. Initially, these fighter pilots for the military, the Air Force, they're trying to attack the ships, but to no avail. The technology is just too powerful. Of course, Will Smith survives because he's the main character, or one of the main characters. And I love that scene where he crashes his jet, and he lands in the desert, and he punches that creepy like squid alien in the face.
And he says, "Welcome to Earth."
Epic.
Very epic.
Yeah. Very
epic, but
should have given him a little slap too. But
well, it is what it is.
That's his MO.
he is what he is. Will Smith is a very, very unique character.
Yeah. But on and off screen.
But he was in the Fresh Prince TV series, which was so funny. I think he was 20 years old. Like
probably.
Very young.
Probably around then, yeah.
A unique
Fresh
rapper
Prince.
In his heyday.
Yeah. And then he had some hits with Jazzy Jeff there. Right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't have a theme for Independence Day.
Yeah,
normally with his movies, he has, like we talked about this on the episode where we talked about our favorite, movie song tie-ins. Of course, we had Wild Wild West.
Oh, I can't forget about that movie. That's Independence Day movie also. That's a 4th of July movie because it's about explosions. It's a little funny, but
I guess so.
People don't understand it's kind of different.
To you, a 4th of July movie is any movie with explosions. So
well, it is what it is. You got Will Smith, you got Kevin Kline, you got Ted Levine, who plays a Confederate soldier who has a phonograph ear and has ear snot coming out of his ear. So, ugh.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm surprised, because like I said, Wild Wild West had a theme song sung by Will Smith. And of course, there was the Men in Black. They had that, epic song. I'm surprised they didn't do a theme song for Independence Day.
I wish they did.
That would have been great.
I wish.
Yeah.
That would be great.
But alas, it was not in the cards. Yeah. What would you say is your favorite part of Independence Day?
All in all, the first one, I like the action. I like the camaraderie, the actors.
Yeah.
Mainly, the
great ensemble. I think that's one of the things that is good about these movies, these disaster movies in particular, is like, even though they're not the greatest quality of film, they have a great ensemble cast usually, and I think that's what redeems it. Because if you didn't have that, if it was just a bunch of nobodies in a garbage movie, it wouldn't be watchable. But this is very watchable, and it's one of those movies that comes on TV and you can't shut it off because it's just, you got to see the movie unfold before you.
Yeah, but not to get too off topic. Wild Wild West with Will Smith, Kevin Kline, Kenneth Branagh, Ted Levine, Salma Hayek. All in all, I give it 2 thumbs up. But I heard that some people didn't like it, although it was a little corny, a little silly.
It's one of those.
Funny.
It's one of those guilty pleasure movies.
Oh yeah, guilty pleasure movies. But I still like it. I saw the TV series a while back.
Yeah.
Some years ago, but I still like Kevin Kline and Will Smith, and when they're doing those comedic roles and they're like in their character, of course. There's one scene where Kevin Kline dresses in drag in the new Wild West movie, of course. It's
moving on. Weird. Anyway,
now that that's settled, we can have a normal conversation.
Back to Independence Day. I would say my favorite scene is the amazing speech by Bill Pullman at the end of the movie. It's one of those things, where they rally together and then they beat the aliens. They figured it out, and it's just an amazing speech. I love that.
It's super amazing. I give it 2 thumbs up, and it's awesome. Woo!
Definitely. Another movie I love to watch during the 4th of July season, summertime. Jaws.
Da 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 da.
Ooh, there you go. I thought John Williams was in the room conducting an orchestra. There you go. Epic score.
Very epic, you know. It's
by the
very,
great
very,
John
very
Williams.
gory. The first one, full of blood.
Did you hear the story? The story behind. Sorry, not to interrupt.
That's okay.
The story behind John Williams creating that theme when they tapped him to come up with the score. Initially, he went over to the piano and he just hit those two notes. Ba-dum, ba-dum. And then they thought that he was joking. They thought he was just pulling their leg. Like, oh, that's funny. That's funny. Well, okay, are you going to come up with a real theme, right? No, he's like, no, that's it. And of course, it became epic. It became like it enhanced the suspensefulness of the shark, you know, swimming through the waters, lurking around for its next prey. Da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. And it speeds up.
That
and
was
it's just
fantastic, John
wonderful.
Williams.
Yeah.
2 thumbs up.
So of course,
What a composer.
what an amazing movie! Just all together, of course, Steven Spielberg. I think is this his first movie?
It has to be.
I think so.
It was made
You should
in
know.
1978.
You're the guy with all the knowledge around here.
Well, pretty much.
I just plug in the computer and press record. But yeah, I think it is. And what a wonderful first movie. I mean, it's amazing.
Ooh, what a wonderful movie.
Of course, you have Chief Brody. I love his character so much. He's just like every guy, you know, comes into this. You know, there's the party at the beginning of the movie. You know, everyone's having fun and whatnot, and then those two, the guy and the woman, they go off swimming. They're a little drunk, and then of course that famous scene where the lady gets eaten, gets pulled down by the shark in the water. You don't see the shark, but I think that makes it all that much more suspenseful.
Oh yeah, it's very, very suspenseful. Matter of fact, it was made in 1978, so yeah, very, very iconic. But wasn't there like a mechanical shark when they had to, or was something like that, or they had to use a real shark? I'm not sure because it was.
Well, they used the combination. Mostly it was a mechanical shark, which it was very, very faulty. The technology, it was just primitive. And they had a lot of issues with it. It did not work most of the time. And it was much to the benefit of the movie. I don't know, you probably heard these stories before, but...
Oh, yeah. I mean, I heard the stories, but, you know, I mean, like, you know, I didn't know if it was a mechanical shark or a real shark in the movie.
They used some footage of real shark, but it was mostly mechanical, and they could not get it to work most of the time. That's why you don't see it too often in the movie. And I feel like that creates much more greater sense of suspense. Because you just see like the fin, you know, swimming through the water, and then you see like the shark eye view underwater, and it's going up to the person, and you just see the poor people getting bitten and dragged down, and it's most of the time you barely see the shark at all, and that was because the shark wasn't working half the time, but it enhanced the movie, and that's one thing I like about. You know, limitations, because when you have a huge budget, infinite crew, and it's just everything at your disposal, I feel like sometimes if it's not the right director, it can hinder, because now you have everything you want. You don't have to worry about, you know, trying to have a creative solution. You could just throw in everything and just as it was or as you wanted it to be. But I feel like a lot of these movies that, you know, have smaller budgets or have technical issues, they have to work around, be creative, and then sometimes it enhances the film. What do you think about that?
Oh, it's really, really good. You know, the special effects are so awesome, but there's just one line from the movie that is so iconic. It's the guy says, you know, guy go into water, shark in the water.
Amazing Robert Shaw.
He doesn't come out of the water. Man goes in the water, shark go in water. He doesn't see shark, but a man looks into the shark's eyes. It looks like doll's eyes. Doll's eyes.
That was good. I thought he was in the room. I thought he rose from the grave and he was in here with us. But no, it was just you.
Oh yeah, you know,
tricking me again.
You know, just, you know, I'm a man of, you know,
voices. Many voices and impressions.
Just like the great late Phil Hartman. May he rest in peace, good sir.
Oh yeah.
We miss
definitely.
you.
Kind of random thought, but sure, why not?
Yeah.
Random.
But yeah, you bring up a good point. Wonderful actor Robert Shaw as Quint, the the captain of
The boat?
the boat. What is it called? I'm drawing a blank right now.
It's like the
Orca.
the orca.
The captain of the Orca. I love that scene because, of course, there was a shark attack. We talked about in the beginning of the movie. That's what brought the attention. Chief Brody is trying to shut down the beach. Of course, the stupid mayor, the Jaws mayor. He was like, no, we have 4th of July coming up. We need Amity is a summer town, which is where it takes place. Amity Island. It's a summer town. We need summer dollars. You can't shut down the beach. It's insane. And he finds some dude. I think I don't know if he was the coroner or whatnot, but he convinces him to change shark attack to boating accident, and because they don't want to cause a panic, so they tried to disguise the shark attack as a boating accident where a propeller hit the girl instead of a shark killing her, just so they can bullshit their way about trying to keep the beach open, and of course they let everyone go swimming again, and poor Alex Kinder gets eaten by a shark.
Really, really, really sad.
Yeah, and I love that scene because Brody is on edge because he knows something's going on. He knows there's a shark out there, and he's sitting on the beach, and everyone's just playing in the water, and he's there on edge, sitting there with his family on the sand, just watching. And then they do those fast edits to show that really like tense suspension, and they cut to him looking, his eyes scanning the beach, and then they cut to the people, and it's just really fast cuts back and forth watching, and then there's someone coming up talking to him about whatever, and then he's like looking, trying to see over them to make sure everyone's all right, and then he hears screaming in the water, but it's just some people horsing around, and then he's just on edge the whole time, and all of a sudden some guy's dog goes missing, and I'm assuming he got eaten by the shark, and then all of a sudden that kid, he's playing on this little floaty device or whatever, and he gets eaten. You see, again, it's one of those things where you don't see the shark. All you see is maybe like a fin, and you see like him just splashing around blood everywhere. It's pretty, it's graphic without being graphic, and I think it's just the right amount of gore.
Right amount of gore.
Yeah. And of course, it's sad. The mom realizes that he, out of everyone, he didn't make it out of the water. Everyone's up in arms. Now they know it's a shark, and there are a bunch of people trying to go hunt it. And of course, one of them is Quint. That famous scene. Remember?
Men go into water.
Well, yeah, but remember what he did? To get everyone's attention.
Oh yeah, what did he do? He went to
the chalkboard.
The chalkboard. Oh yeah, the chalkboard. Oh
yeah.
Nails on a chalkboard.
And then you have I love the people's reactions in the movie. Like you have that one lady, she's like cross-eyed, she's like looking at, and then there's one old lady that looks like Bob Denver. I don't know. It's just, I love the people of Amity that they almost seem like real people that they just got to be in the movie.
Yeah, it is what it is. It has nostalgic quality.
Or on the beach,
bit of it.
Like that old guy on the beach, Harry. He's wearing this. He's like the old man. He basically just has like a Speedo on and a swim cap, and he's talking to Brody. I forget. He said something. He was making fun of the fact that he doesn't like to go in the water. Because that's one thing about Chief Brody. He works on an island, but he's scared of the water. And so I think he commented to Brody about not liking the water or something like that. And then he's like, "That's some bad hat, Harry." And then he walks away all frustrated. And actually, that what's his face? That creeper, Bryan Singer. He used that line as the name for his production company, Bad Hat Harry, which when you see at the beginning of his movies. Is the production name, and in his later films he paired that up with the imagery of the Usual Suspects lineup when everyone's lining up in the police lineup. I said lineup many times.
Yeah, and on X-Men First Class, the beginning of it, it showed Bad Hat Harry again.
Yeah, and so that's where that production name comes from. Is Jaws.
It is
little fun fact.
Fun fact. Little trivia for you.
Let's not get too off topic. I don't want to bring up the creepy and disgusting Bryan Singer anymore.
No, we're not. I mean,
I just thought I'd bring it up as the fun fact, because it does exist still, and let's move on from him forever.
Let's move on.
But yeah, I do love the scene with Quint, and he's of course he wants the money for himself. He's like, I don't want any crew. I'm just going to do it alone. I don't want the money, and just basically get out of my way. And then of course there's like everyone and their mother is trying to catch the shark. All these different captains going out on their boats, and then they're like chumming the water like crazy, throwing chunks of meat, and they eventually catch a shark, but that's not the shark. It's a different shark.
Yeah, it's a different shark.
Yeah, they caught a tiger shark, and of course they're quick to write it off. Even Chief Brody thought it was a shark. It's just like, what are the chances of two big sharks being in the water in Amity? There's not really many sharks around here. But then the wonderful. What's his name? Richard Dreyfuss.
Richard Dreyfuss.
His character. What was his character's name? I'm drawing a blank at the moment.
Bernie.
Bernie Sanders. No. Salamander. No. I have it written down right here. But he plays he's like the marine biologist, and he comes in and he's there. He's there to help out. And then, of course, as soon as he shows up, they supposedly caught the shark, but then he's examining it, and he's looking at. Earlier he was looking at the corpse of that one girl that got eaten, and he's like, no, the bite radius is all wrong. There's no way that this shark did that damage. It's insane. He's like, you got the wrong shark here. And then of course everyone doesn't want to believe it, and then so he proposes that they cut open the shark because the inside, the digestive tract, it digests really slow, and so technically there should still be bits of that kid inside his stomach. And the mayor is like, even if this is true, I don't want you opening up and that Kinder Boy spilling out everywhere all over the dock. And so later on they go at nighttime, and then they open the shark. They realize that all that's in there is a bunch of fish and a freaking I think there's like a tin can and a license plate from Louisiana. And he's like, I knew it. It swam up from the southern Gulf Stream or something like that. But yeah, this is not the shark. And so later on, they realize that they have still a huge problem on their hands. Big, great white shark is loose in Amity. Wonderful.
Very, very good movie.
Yeah, and I love just like I talked about this, like the suspense scenes, and one of the scenes, not skiing. That's not even a word. One of the scenes I remember when I saw Jaws for the first time, it made me jump. Was that scene when they go down into the water, and I think they're looking at like a shipwreck. It was from someone that they knew, and I can't remember exactly who it was, but they were. And then all of a sudden, they're investigating the shipwreck, and then I think Brody was it Brody or no? It was Brody's not going to go in the water. He's afraid of water. It was Richard Dreyfuss's character.
Yep.
He went down and he was scuba diving, looking at the shipwreck, and all of a sudden behind him, and there's like a hole in the boat, and you see the dead body of the guy that they were looking for, just kind of floating in. That scared the shit out of me. It was like a jump scare, but it wasn't really. It's not like it was a jump scare you have nowadays, where like they have like someone with a creepy face jump out, and there's like a loud sound that scares you. No, it was just like the body floated in kind of slowly, and it just popped out of nowhere, and it was terrifying. Wonderful use of editing, wonderful editing in there.
Yeah, very, very good editing. If it's scary for people, and it's not a movie for 1-year-olds or 2-year-olds or 3-year-olds.
Definitely not.
It's not a movie for young people.
But what I like about this is it's not like super gory. I mean, there's some obviously blood and whatnot, but it keeps like a little bit of a mystery about things. Like I said, you barely see the shark. You don't really see. It's not like you see limbs getting chewed off and people getting cut in half. It's kind of implied, and you see at one point you see the detached hand of the girl that got eaten. But I think that's as graphic as it gets. It keeps it very. I think it's scarier sometimes when you don't see it. If that makes any sense. You look confused, so I'm gonna move on.
Yeah, it is what it is. Jaws is a fantastic movie, but let's move on. Not to get too off topic.
Let's talk about before we move on from Jaws. Because it's so epic, right?
Sure.
Let's talk about that big climactic scene at the end when they're on the Orca, and then he decides to take Brody And Richard Dreyfuss, I keep saying that, but I don't know, I forget his character's name. He takes them with him on the boat. Of course, they find the shark. They start shooting those little harpoons with the barrels, and a wonderful action scene.
Yep.
And then, of course, there's like the slower moments too. I like the not only just like the action and the suspense scenes, but they have like the slower character moments. To like when they're talking on the boat and they're they're getting drunk together, and of course I think Robert Shaw actually got drunk because he's a big drunk. Anyway, not to get too off topic.
Not to get too off topic.
They're talking about their wound. They're comparing their scars, and I like that one where Richard Dreyfuss is like, "What about this one right here?" And he points to his chest, and he's like, of course, there's no actual scar there, but he's like, "This," because they're saying their scars. Like, "Oh, I got this one, on a boat accident," and blah blah blah. And then Richard Dreyfuss says, "Look at this one. This one's gonna top everything. Marianne Moffat, she broke my heart." And he starts laughing. I just love those little character moments and whatnot. And of course, they're singing old sea chanties, and sea songs, whatever. I don't know. Farewell and adieu, you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. No.
Oh, I remember that. Very, very good song. But
and then
it's
of course,
a nostalgic movie, very full of nostalgia,
definitely, and of course,
full of quality.
The epic scene at the end where they get, of course, they tease it earlier in the movie where like an oxygen tank. I can't not talk right now. An oxygen tank falls down, and then Richard Dreyfuss's character, he's like, "Be careful, those things are highly explosive," and whatnot. And of course, it's a setup for the end where the shark he eats poor Quint in that horrific scene where he's like chomping on him. I think that's the most graphic we get really in this movie, where the boat tips over and Robert Shaw slides into the mouth of the shark and he bites down on his blood and coming out of his mouth. He gets eaten, he dragged into the water. That was so epic. That's like one of the first times you really see the shark. And of course, I think the first time I really saw its face was that infamous scene where it comes out of the water and then Brody's chumming the water and he sees it and he's like, "We're going to need a bigger boat." Epic line. It's always used in
very good
everything.
Epic line. Very, very, very good
of
epic
course,
line.
We see the shark in all its glory when it crawls up on the boat, eats Quint, and then eventually there's an oxygen tank that falls into its mouth, and then Brody he's shooting at it, and then finally he gets a shot right at the tank. And of course, it wouldn't. This isn't realistic. Like it wouldn't blow up like it did, but it's a movie, and it's a wonderful climax to the epic movie of Jaws, and it blows up the shark, and sends it shards of it everywhere. It reminds me. Have you ever heard in that real life footage of a beached whale that washed up on shore? I think it was during like the 70s or something.
Oh yeah,
like that.
I heard about that.
And people blew it up with dynamite, which was a terrible idea because it sent like huge chunks of whale blubber and meat flying everywhere, damaged cars, and there were seagulls, as far as the eye could see, eating the carcass bits. I don't know. It was just a disaster.
It was gross.
It reminded me of that, where just like he blows up everywhere, and I like that line where he's going to get that final shot off. Like literally the boat is sinking, like he's like touching the water, and he's like clinging onto the sail for dear life, and he's like, "Smile, you son of a," and he blows it up, and it explodes everywhere. It was just amazing.
It's really, really good.
Wonderful, wonderful movie.
Very.
What
very
would you
good.
rate it out of a 5?
I would give it a 10.
10. Me too. 10 out of 5. You heard it here. The Men Who Watch Movies. 10 out of 5 for Jaws. Not 5 out of 10. That would be a bad rating. But this is 10 out of a rating of 5. We went off the charts on this one. That's how good it is.
Yep. That's how good it is.
Yeah, definitely. Moving on. What's another like good summer 4th of July movie you can think of?
Let's see. There is The Burbs.
The Burbs.
It was a little, funny, little comical.
I actually want to talk about that, but maybe like maybe for like Halloween.
Oh yeah,
'cause it's almost like a scary movie, but it's a
Yep.
comedy. It's definitely a comedy, but it's also kind of like scary. It's about people. It's murdering neighbors. It's not exactly the fun summer movie I want to You know.
Oh, it's not a summer movie.
Not that Jaws is like
movie.
summer fun, but it's more summery than I'd say The Burbs.
Yeah, maybe that was the wrong choice of topic, but
a random thought there. One summer movie that I really love is The Sandlot.
Oh, The Sandlot. The baseball kids are playing baseball, and that wonderful scene, that iconic scene where they're going on the roller coaster and they're eating so much food, and then they puke on.
You know why they puke is because they eat chewing tobacco. Chewing tobacco. Because they want to, they're baseball fanatics. They want to be like their big leaguer, counterparts. And then, what did they do back then? They ate chewing tobacco.
That is just fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Stay in your
so they all get the chewing tobacco. They think they're cool, and then they go on like a tilt-a-whirle. Yeah, and they're playing tequila. They have a wonderful soundtrack, by the way. Of course they have, like you're mentioning right now, they're playing tequila during the scene where they're on the tilt-a-whirl. They start vomiting everywhere.
Disgusting.
And, and then they also have another song. They have two one-word songs in this movie. They also play Wipeout at some point in the movie too. Okay. But yeah, wonderful movie, of course.
Very, very good.
It's about this, kid named Smalls. He moves into town. He's trying to get adjusted.
Smalls.
You're killing me, Smalls. He moves into town. He's trying to find friends. He's awkward. He's trying to find his way. At first, everyone's kind of like, they want to keep him at distance because he's a goofus. He's a nerdo.
But he's a very smart, intelligent kid.
Yeah, that's the thing. He likes staying inside, playing with his toys. His erector set. He likes building things. He's very book smart. But his mom, played by Karen Allen, yeah, of course from Indiana Jones.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun.
You know it. And then she's telling him, I want you to get out, make some friends, get into trouble, go scrape your knee and get dirty. How many moms would say that?
I have no idea, but I'm saying I'm saying that's really, really I guess like that's way
Yeah.
It was back then, I guess. People remember rougher back then. I guess people wanted to
put some
have their
rub some
kids
dirt
have fun.
on it. Yeah. Which is a weird thing to say to your kid. Get into trouble. But I mean, maybe he was just too goody two shoes. She wanted to toughen him up.
Yep.
For the real world. Anyway, moving on. Which was a good decision in the end because he ended up meeting some great friends. I think that's one thing about this movie. It captures like summertime as a kid. Just hanging out, nothing to do, playing around, being outside, summertime feel. And of course, he meets Benny the Jet Rodriguez. They call him the Jet because he's
super fast.
Excellent basketball. What am I talking about?
Player.
Baseball player. Epic baseball player. He can hit, he can throw, he can run. He can do it all.
But also, they had iconic James Earl Jones is in there.
Yes.
He is so awesome.
As the neighbor with the scary dog.
Yeah.
Which is like one of the main antagonists of this movie. Actually, the main antagonist of the movie. Of course, it takes a while for the neighborhood kids to warm up to him. You have like Squints. He's one of my favorite characters. The kid with the glasses and then with the goofy teeth. And then, of course, you have, the other. I can't remember all the names. There's that one kid who always says yeah all the time. They call him yeah. And then of course there's what's the fat kid's name? I was gonna say Chunk, but that's the Goonies. It's just another good summer movie.
There's a triple shuffle. Oh no, my God! It's the wrong one.
Don't do the truffle shuffle. We're on video. I don't want that to live on forever on camera. don't do it. No.
Oh, I forget what the guy's name, but he was in another soccer movie.
He was in The Big Green.
The Big Green.
He was a great character. Of course, his famous line, "You killing me, Smalls."
Yep.
And he was, they're all big fans of Babe Ruth, the great Bambino, the Sultan of SWAT, the Colossus of Clout. And and he the Smalls. He has a hard time fitting in. He thinks too much, and he wants to hang out with these kids, but he doesn't know anything about baseball. He doesn't know how to play baseball. He's very uncoordinated, and I think it's just because he's thinking too much, and that's what Benny tells him. You're thinking too much. Just baseball is about having fun. You just gotta turn off your brain, and just, there's a few times where the ball flies towards him, and he like falls over trying to catch it. But eventually, Benny tells him, just stick your glove out and I'll do the rest. And so, in true, epic baseball fashion, like Babe Ruth style, he hits the ball over into Smalls' glove, and the rest is history. Eventually, he loosens up. He learns how to catch and throw and whatnot. And he becomes one of the gang, slowly but surely. Yep. Of course, he's still like the odd man out.
Yeah, he's shy but friendly, but everyone's gonna think he's a really, really, really fun guy.
Oh yeah, eventually. They like making fun of him. That's for sure.
Yeah, but not to get too off topic.
And not to get too off topic. That's
one of the 4th of July movies that's very, 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 very fun.
Definitely. I think one of the main. I hit my microphone. Sorry, guys. I don't know why. I think because I'm on video, I've become Italian all of a sudden, and I'm moving my hands around a lot, and Boca de Beppo. I don't know. But anyway, Smalls, he has a stepdad. Played by Dennis Leary. The great Dennis Leary. Everyone's the great for some reason when I mention them. But Dennis Leary, normally known as a very, the great thespian, as Dennis you say. Leary. Dennis Leary. And, he's not quite as experienced as the great thespian Shaquille O'Neal, as you once said. But
yeah,
he's still good nonetheless. And he's usually known for being like a comedian, right? It's very like crass jokes and such. But he plays like the kind of
stepdad,
kind of I wouldn't say grumpy, but he's just very like
stern
stepdad.
Angry.
He doesn't yell or anything like that, but he's just very like, it's hard for him to warm up. For both of them to warm up to each other. But eventually, like, he asks his stepdad to help him play catch, but he's busy with work, and the mom convinces him to play catch with them, and he's throwing the ball to him, and he's not catching it. Eventually, he accidentally smacks him in the eye with the ball when he's trying to catch it, and he hasn't put a cut of meat on his eye.
Or an ice pack, or whatever.
It was a piece of meat that he pulled out of the freezer. He's like, hold that on your eye for an hour, and then it'll bruise, but the swelling will go down. And eventually, he learns to play catch from the neighborhood kids because his stepdad he's too busy apparently. And anyway, the stepdad has a baseball signed by Babe Ruth in his trophy room, and this is where they get into the biggest pickle that they've ever been in.
Yep.
Apparently. So that one day they're hitting balls, and then someone hits a baseball over the fence. Now they don't want to go over the fence to get it because there's this legend of a junkyard dog that's so vicious that he ate a kid, and they figure that if they go over there, they're dead meat. And so everyone's scared. All they hear is like barking and the gate shaking because the scary dog is behind that gate. So anything that goes over the fence is a lost cause, and So they decide, we just have to get another ball. And at one point, there's like this time where they're playing baseball, and Benny, he hits the ball so hard, and in an epic, legendary feat, he knocks the skin off the baseball, and everyone's freaking cheering for him. But he's like, no, this isn't good because like that was our last ball, and now we can't play. But then Smalls, he goes over, he's like, no, I have a ball at the house, and they're like, well, go get it. But it turns out it's the signed Babe Ruth baseball, and he doesn't know anything about baseball, and so he just thinks it's some random lady's name on there called Baby Ruthie.
What is going on with that movie? But that was funny.
Yeah. And then so he brings the ball, and they're playing with it. They hit it over the fence. It was Smalls. He hits it. His first home run. Everyone's cheering for him, and he's just like, "Oh shit! that was my stepdad's ball. He's gonna kill me." And then they're like, why are you so concerned about it? What was so special about it? He's like, I don't know. He was his favorite ball. He was signed by some lady named Baby Ruthie, and they're like, no, Babe Ruth. They're like, who's that? The what is he called?
The Sultan of
the Sultan of Swing. No, is it the Great Bambino?
The Great Bambino.
And he's like, oh my God, that's the same guy. And then so they spend the rest of the movie trying to get the ball back, but the dog is just too formidable. He's the most evil dog you could think of.
Very strong.
I think the funny part about it, because like the whole time of the dog, when all you see, it's kind of like the Jaws shark. All you see is little bits of it here and there until the end. But when you do see parts of it, I think they built up this dog so much in their mind. It looks like this huge, giant, like bear dog thing. It's like a really
dun, dun, dun.
goofy looking, almost looks like a puppet. All I see is like a giant hand swiping at the ball, or
very
it just
angry
looks very
dog.
overly exaggerated. But I think it's because it's showing you how they view the dog in their mind as kids, And they try everything. They try getting a stick, but the dog chews the stick. They try, making contraptions like a vacuum cleaner to suck up the ball, but of course the dog keeps destroying everything. They try lowering one of them in on a pulley system, and he ends up dropping the ball because he gets scared. Everything is just failing, and eventually they get it back.
Smalls was grounded, but
he learned
his lesson.
The turning point now in this movie was the dream that Benny had, because the Babe Ruth came to him in a dream, played by the late Art Lafour. I believe that's how you pronounce his name.
That was him? Wow, I couldn't believe it. That was awesome.
And he comes to him and then basically saying that he has the ability to get the ball back, and he can do whatever he puts his mind to. Basically, he gives him the encouragement to get the ball back, and so Benny he puts his fear aside and he straps on his PF flyers and he goes over that fence, and he gets in an epic chase with the dog, and which at this point he actually looks like just a regular dog, chasing him around the neighborhood, and eventually he hops back over the fence, and then the fence falls over on the dog, and they realize that he's just a dog, and he gets injured, and so they lift the gate off of him, and all of a sudden the dog goes over and licks Small's face, and they realize that he's not such a scary creature. He's just a dog.
No, he isn't.
And they built him up in his mind as some demon creature, but he's just a regular pup. Oh, not a puppy, but a regular doge. And eventually they go to I forget the character's name, but the neighbor's house, which played by James Earl Jones. Yeah,
the
and it
great
turns out
voice of Darth
he's just
Vader.
this. They built him out to be some evil guy who's grumpy, but he was just a blind guy who turns out he was a baseball player who knew Babe Ruth, and he was blinded one day when he got hit in the head with a baseball, and it ended his baseball career. But he actually played. I think it implied that he played for the Yankees, and he has pictures with him and Babe Ruth, and it turns out that the ball eventually they get it back, but it's destroyed. It's chewed up because you know how dogs they like chewing things.
Of course,
I know that all too well. I have dogs at home.
Of course, the neighbor gives the ball to Smalls, and of course, everything is fine. But still, the stepdad is angry.
Yeah, what's cool about the ball though is that this ball that he trades it for, it's not just signed by Babe Ruth. It's signed by the entirety of the Yankees team. You know, from that era, like the 20s. Like it's amazing. I wonder if the ball has got to be priceless. Like, I mean, it's the Yankees team signed this ball. And it's incredible. He decides to give it to him, and then Smalls is like, he's still going to be mad, but he's like, but then which he was, but he ended up, like you said, he grounded him for a little bit, but I mean, he still loved the ball and whatnot. I mean, I think that's a great trade up. Not only now you have Babe Ruth autograph, you have all the Yankees and Babe Ruth, and I think that was a great trade in.
Ending.
Yeah. A great ending, and he agrees to give it to them. At first, they don't want to take the ball, but then they're like, you know what? I'll give you the ball, and if you come over once a week and talk baseball with me, and they become great friends. And eventually, I like the little afterword where they're like, eventually, we started, each of us as friends started moving away, and things changed, but we always remembered that one summer as the greatest summer of our lives, and it's a nice little ending. And then, of course, I love just the different shenanigans that they get into. Of course, the infamous when they go to the pool. There's one day it's just too hot, which I can identify with that. Right now it's scorching. It was just too hot to play baseball, so they go to the pool and they decide to hang out and look at the ladies. And Squints is he has a crush on Wendy Peppercorn, who just happens to be the lifeguard at this particular swimming pool, and he has a little plan. I don't even remember what happens.
She gives him mouth to mouth, and all of a sudden he pulls that stunt.
Yeah.
What was going on in his mind?
Oh, you know what was going on in his mind.
Woo!
Yeah. But yeah, so he decides to pretend like he's drowning. She's giving him mouth to mouth, and then all of a sudden she puts her ear to his chest to see if he's breathing, and then all of a sudden he has like this big grin on his face, and then she goes in again to give him mouth to mouth, and he grabs her head and kisses her, and then of course she's like, "You little shit," and she kicks them all out, and then they're banned for life from the pool, but. They kind of have a little understanding because every time he walks by, she smiles at him and whatnot.
Was it worth it for Squints? I mean,
I think so. I mean, he doesn't look upset. He's
I guess
smiling
he was
every time.
happy.
Yeah, it's creepy. It was a creepy move. No one should ever do that. Trick somebody like that. But
yeah, it's very, very
and Smalls
bad.
calls him out on it in the narration. But they're kids getting into trouble and whatnot.
But yeah, I mean, they're young. They're running around, active. It has to be something, It's just a good fun time movie.
Yeah. I don't think Squints regretted it at all.
I think it's a good idea, and I'm standby.
But and then of course there's that lovely 4th of July sequence when they're playing.
Yep.
And then everyone's out in the little cul-de-sac area, lighting fireworks, and the big fireworks going up in the sky. They're playing baseball. They have an annual night game that they do during the 4th of July, and they're playing the great Ray Charles. I forget what's the song, "America the Beautiful" by Ray Charles. He does a rendition of it. And
very, very legendary.
Wonderful
Rest
scene.
in peace, good sir.
Yeah, wonderful scene, and just
What a
invokes the
wonderful
imagery
rendition.
of summertime and the 4th of July as a kid. Wonderful movie. Those are just a few summertime, movies that we like to watch. I think those are some good movies. We'll be watching them this 4th. We hope that everybody, has a wonderful 4th of July, wonderful summer. Yeah, and stay safe. Don't blow any of your limbs off. And just make sure to eat some good barbecue. Make some hot dogs, burgers. Make some. I might. You got the whistle bug over there. What else do you want to say to everybody?
Stay safe, everyone. Have a happy 4th of July.
Yeah.
It's almost that time of day. Stay safe. Stay 6 feet apart. And as always, keep on watching.
Oh, yeah.
Woohoo!
Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Happy 4th of July!
What was that?
Hasta lasagna, don't get any on you.